Oke guys, kita masuki ke game pertama ya antara RSG Philippines melawan Bigetron Beta. Kita lihat The King Iraq guys ya. Lama banget guys nggak lihat gameplay Iraq guys. Dengan tim barunya sekarang ya. Ya sebenarnya dulu sih guys. Kembali lagi nih Iraknya mah.
Yep, and so far Irat as well as Washipal, they've got matching timings in terms of their jungle rotation. I'm pretty sure they are going to be trying to rush the Sky Piercer.
Ini melawan dari BTR MDL guys ya.
Once they get that Sky Piercer is going to completely affect the momentum that they want to dictate in this fight, and that's something that I think
Ini
BTR
kelasnya
is
sih harusnya udah
starting to
beda
realize
ya
that
guys.
they are
Yang satu dari MPL, satu
Washipal's
MDL guys.
rotation now. Look at this. He's close to level 4. He might be looking for a gank, but still doesn't seem to be
Apalagi
able to
melawan
steal off a
regional
creep
yang
away
sangat
from
kuat ya guys ya.
RGPH.
Around this timing, around we would say like 20 seconds before the turtle spawns is going to be a very important timing window for both these teams, because that is where Irad wants to start looking for a lane that they can gank. In this case, it would usually be something like the mid or EXP lane by default, but since there's an Edith in the EXP lane, a very easy to counter to that, they go for the gold lane instead, and Pin is able to escape that.
Well, speaking of which here, seems like they are going to play this a little bit slow as well. They're trying to get those fours up before the first turtle fight. It seems like Qsei going to be hanging around a little bit. That's going to be gold lane. They are trading 50-50s. Nothing super crazy. Light a little bit far off from his four, so he did not clear off the entire mid lane by himself. So that means they will be slightly behind on getting those level 4s here. Probably waiting on Irat to secure this purple buff, and seems to me he is going to get it right now. Naxu not almost hitting the 4 as well. They are going to start the fight immediately. Go for the jump.
Irat,
But
Irat.
Aurora with the
Dapat,
big output here sets it up for Irat.
Dapat juga kah Washipal yang dapat sih guys.
Immediately to get first blood. Double kill now for Irat.
Irat
And now
masih pengen lanjut, buset. Walaupun nggak dapetin turtle ya guys ya, tapi dapetin kill bro.
This is what you call absolute demolition from RSG and a disaster for Bigetron. I like that they make the decision to go on the aggressive to try and catch someone out before the first turtle fight starts, because again, they have a lot of CC. They need to be the ones starting fights, picking people off first. Unfortunately, they went on Nibor, and we know what the body of this Smith can do. He was alive on a very low amount of HP.
Yep,
nice banget, tinggal kaprot aja guys kayak Iratnya ya.
Light catches up Ryusi immediately with the Fanny. They just destroy him. And look at this, RGPH, they finally got the first tempo, 4-0 in their favor, and they're looking to try and get more out of this.
And if RSG Philippines is able to get early game tempo with a draft like this, which they already have, they will control the game until the 10th minute. This is instantly Bigetron having to play defensive to make sure that they don't give too much advantage over. Because Irad is already 3-0. He went for Heptases. I actually think he didn't go for Sky Piercer first, unless he already has 2 items, in which case Bigetron is in even deeper trouble than I thought.
Oh boy, that's going to be a little bit of a problem here. But of course, Bigetron Beta, they may have lost the mid lane as well as the jungle rotations here. It's still up to his Pen to kind of trade even here and hopefully try to make a comeback out of this. But look at this, middle lane, BTR, they set up a 3-man gang here. Light showing himself, he is trying to bait out rotations. Guess what? Here comes the bait. They're going for the kick. Naxu almost losing his life right there, but the counter kick from Zerusi. Can they burst it right down? No, they do not have enough damage.
Setidaknya masih aman guys ya.
Dropped his spell to disengage, not able to contribute even more in that fight.
We have to note, RSG Philippines draft has a few high, high mechanic heroes, right? They have Cho, they have Fanny, they have Harif. This is a harder draft to play in comparison, but you could see how easy it was for Light to sidestep with the Shunpo to avoid the I'm offended from Naxu. Then Irad even surviving the way of the dragon as well. RSG Philippines are out microing their opponents right now, and because of the momentum they have, they're out macroing as well.
Yep, but as of yet, BTR, they're trying to bait out the turtle as quickly as they can. Purple buff still not available yet from the side of RSGPH, but they're still poking their way through Mars. Taking a little bit too much damage here. Nibor immediately going for the penalty zone. But turtle secure from BTR. They back off and they reset this fight. So this is a huge one for BTR Beta.
Small win, but instantly you see Qsei win the 1v1 down bottom. Now,
langsung mati guys ya.
Irad was at bottom lane trying to get a kill on Pin before joining the turtle fight, and that's why Bigetron had the numbers advantage and were able to get that that objective for themselves. Unfortunately, they still don't quite have the same mobility that RSG has, so they're not able to find any sort of advantage with it. It's only a small win for them in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, it is going to be a little bit tough one here at BTR. They were hoping that Pin is going to be able to set the tempo, but RGPH, they understand the game plan, right? First game, win the middle lane, and then, oh, BTR's Beta's only next step of comeback plan is going to be relying on Pin, sets up another gang down bottom, sacrificing the fact that, hey, Fanny is going to be a little bit late with purple buff, so there's no point contesting second turtle. And I like how they're just trading very, very efficiently here coming from RGPH, understanding their timings really, very well.
The difficulty here for Bigatron Beta is that RSG just has a very complete lineup. It's difficult to play on paper, but if played well, is very difficult to deal with because they have mobility in Irad, they have team fight in Nibor, they have kickoff in Light. So whether Bigatron wants to split up the fight or fight together, RSG has an answer.
Well, speaking of an answer here, BTR still focusing on the middle lane, making sure that turret stays still. But this time, they're making sure that Pin doesn't get ganked. Irad shows himself
Irad, bujangin na, si Optimus Prime guys, aman loh, buset.
But he somehow gets out, and because of this commitment here, Kusei says, hey guys, no one's up top, tier 2 is mine, and RSGPH gets even
Ada Brusco masih di RRQ, Irad masih di RRQ sih guys. Karena Brusco gak ada ya udah. Nice banget.
What a kick from Light, instant wombo combo. Marzi, no Purify, cannot get out from the chain stuns. RSGPH just taking advantage that they have this better firepower right now.
RSG just maintaining control, like I mentioned. Bigatron just basically has no chance of fighting back until at least the 10th minute, and that's only if they're able to maintain a certain degree of net worth difference, which RSG is not allowing, right? They know they're in control. They're not going to allow Bigatron any space to make plays.
Oh my goodness, a penalty to catch on Natsu
dapat banyak.
Here. They take a little bit damage, they need to get out. The scythe coming from Washipao starting to hurt a little bit, but they just cannot find the finisher. Nibor narrowly escapes this. BTR now left on a whim with nothing once more.
Here's where you see the problem with Bigatron's draft a little bit. They just don't have any way of trying to out or counterplay RSG Philippines. And we can see the goal difference really starting to add up somewhat. Looks like Pin is going for that Thunderbelt into Windtalker. A little bit of a unusual build here, because you would usually get one or the other on Roger. But I don't think it matters too much to them, because they need to find a way out of this.
It's such a greedy build, right? Having Thunderbelt like early game doesn't really contribute that much. It needs time to scale. It's kind of like an Aldous, right? It gives you a little bit of items here, but over time they need to drag this as long as they can to build out infinite stacks. But so far, they don't really have opportunities to actually poke their opponents. And RGPH now fights for a hit and run and drive by and getting for the kick. They don't even give them the chance to build up those stacks. And RGPH just completely shuts them down once more.
Yeah, the damage difference is a bit too high at this point. We can see, like looking at the items actually even, RSG are able to build so greedy. There's no Sky Piercer on Irad. Nibor went for Queen's Wings as first item on the Terizla because he knows he doesn't need anything else. And the rest are just completely fine. Aqua having that glowing wand as well as
penalty zone misses. Marzi doing some serious damage here. Here comes the finisher from Irad. He gets first kill. And now they're looking for a double. Naxu also falling here. Salmon Force dropped down. Aurora's up. Everybody's got the back out. And BTR, they just can't seem to commit to the fight at all. There's just no room to breathe to actually push RSG back at all.
When you're dealing with Light on a Cho, you need to make sure that your team lineup isn't too scattered, because it'll be very easy for RSG to pick you off. The problem is, if you group together, then you're also playing into Aqua and Nibor. This is the problem. This is what I was worried about. This draft from RSG is really complete, and Bigatron needed to win early game in order to have any sort of comparison. And well, as we already know, that did not happen.
Oh boy, this is going to take some time here. Coming from BTR Beta, they need to find an opening pick, but they have been playing so defensive. And look at this, Light, once again, trying to force out reactions here. One pixel off, and they are going to commit. Nibor now in the penalty zone, preemptively catching Tree. And now they get to In this case, Naxu will fall. RSGPH once again goes for the hit and run every single time with the Way of the Dragon up on light.
Yeah, that is a play that should ordinarily be punished, going for a flicker ult when the enemy team is all together and ready to dish out damage. Only works because RSG are in so much control. And unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, this is a total outclassing here by RSG. Bigetron Beta is just standing no chance against their opponents in this game.
Well, they still have the shields down middle, but I don't think it's going to matter that much here. Light made a little bit of mistake here. They're going for the Eye of Fate. And they are going to capitalize. They get Light, they get Nibor. Double kill for Washi Paul. BTR finally finds the pixel perfect moment here to catch Light before he shumpos out of there. What a catch from Naxu.
Would you call that a caster curse?
Oh boy, it might be, but in this case, Irat versus everybody. Buset, Irat. He gets one. He almost gets second, but can he survive this?
Jedok dikit gak ngaruh.
And he is going to be fine for now. Equalizes for the team once more.
But Retri's a minion just to get that extra little bit of HP to make sure he doesn't burn down. Irad showing the world right now that he's fully capable of assassin gameplay just as good as his previous participant here. Yeah, his predecessor. Thank you very much.
Oh, in this case, purple orange buff coming in. RNG still going to be body checking again, trying to set up a little bit tempo. They're slowing down the aggression, but BTR, they're having a little bit more confidence now. In this case, RNG, they're a little bit more wary of Naxu's positioning now. So Light now gonna play this a little bit safe, but as of now, with no Lord 35 seconds, I don't think they should be committing this fight. But commitment here, Iran. Mistakes were made. BTR opening, and they are gonna punish this. This is huge for BTR.
I was literally just about to say that BTR just need to be able to find Irad. It's difficult because he's been playing so well, but the moment I'm thinking that, it happens. And now, RSG has actually given up a good amount of gold swing back over to Bigetron Beta, which is enabling them to play a lot more aggro.
Well, Conceal plays up on Irad 10 seconds before he comes back online. Lord is already spawned here. It's going to be a 4v5, but they have to wrap this up quickly. RSG, they're going to try and buy a little bit more time before Irad spawns his way through here, but do they commit? Seems like they do. The penalty zone comes in. The catch on two. They're going for the combo, but they just don't have the finisher. Marzi is able to trade one back as well. Kuze finds one. It is going to be 1-for-1, but Irad going to be joining in.
Irad yang dapat
from behind. Space created by the team, sacrificing two, but BTR now is going to try and clean up the rest of RSGPH. Double kill for Washi Paul. They trade three heroes for Elon and BTR Beta. Bounces back from this game.
We are seeing a reversal here, and it shows that snowballs can be reversed in an instant because of that kill bounty on Irad. Bigetron trying to push in here.
Oh boy, Kusei now drops the Xammin Force. BTR Beta getting full control in one good fight in this case. I don't know what to feel about this. Like the Thunderbelt greed coming from Marzi as well as Pin is starting to pay off now. 13 minutes of the game.
Mind you, Thunderbelt is not an uncommon item for Roger. It is a very viable build to go Thunderbelt. It's just you usually don't get Windtalker as a second item after that. But Pin is trying to go for that late game scaling because he already realizes that the early game did not go well for them. So they have to play around the timing where heroes like Irad and Kusi are going to start falling off just a little bit. Because with Edith and Roger, Bigetron do actually have a slightly better late game phase as compared to RSGPH.
You know, I like how Abstract has been bringing up this fact, right? Micro or macro. This is a perfect example of a macro versus micro game. RSGPH macro, BTR micro, and so far BTR has such a strong team fight right now, especially in the later stage of the game. And in this case, you can even see RGPH is just so afraid, not knowing how much damage they can deal with this Thunderbelt involved, because they have so much stacks up on Pin, they have so much stacks up on Marzi, we saw earlier as well. They just couldn't burst Marzi in time, and they were able to get a reverse fight.
Bigatron have a lot of damage, yes, but I think the main factor of winning is actually their positioning. In that previous fight, Bigatron were not trying to aggress, they were not trying to go for a pickoff, they were actually playing for peel because they know RSG has this tendency to want to jump in.
Oh, I'm a fan that catches the light, not exactly the right target here. Counter penalty zone to punish the back lines. Naxu gonna be the first to fall, killing spree for Kusei, and they are gonna make their first mistake here. They thought they could make a comeback, but RSG is able to pick the pot apart, but
Di outplay guys ya, buset boleh.
And in one fell swoop,
Boleh guys ya.
RSG scrambling, it looked good for Kusei, but BTR Beta wins their 1v1s scatterly. What a catch for BTR.
The thing is, BTR is understanding that RSG's draft is starting to drop off a little bit. And you can see that the way they're approaching their fights is they are basically treating Marzi and Naxu as necessary sacrifices. They are going to jump in front. They're going to bait ultimates, bait damage. And you can see just there is a layering here from BTR. The only person that could jump on Pin was Light. And there wasn't enough people to follow up on it to finish him off.
Oh, I think this was a big mistake on RGBH, right? Like, they understood that, hey, maybe, you know, Irad, you can do your 1v1s here. They separated here. They just let Washi Pao through. And because of that scatter, they allowed Washi Pao to kind of win his 1v1s and then just allow the rest of the team to kind of buy time, and because of this, they will
sih, jangan sampai tercuri Irad lagi ya.
Economy-wise, they are gonna start the fight once more. Penalties will come
gak
in.
bisa sih, Iradnya kering bawah guys,
Reggie battle this time, but they have to get out to safety. RGBH, they're waiting for the Fanny. Irad getting stopped by the Iron Fender. They find Naxu. Irad finds Zerusi, but now RGBH, they want more. They want blood. Washi Paul trying to buy a little bit more time, but they cannot take Light down. So that's gonna be a mistake from BTR Beta, but Lord in their hands, and seems like it is one full swing coming from both sides.
All things considered, I think Bigatron actually did a very good job of retreating from that fight. Oh, hold on here.
Aduh.
No way!
Waduh.
That is a flying wolf.
Terlalu berani ya guys ya Iradnya guys.
RSG trying to end the game right now.
Mau end kah?
They have to do this. They have to drop everything here.
Sebaiknya jangan gegabah sih guys. Tak ada minion bro.
Can he get out?
Gue
No, he
super mati sih guys.
cannot.
Tapi gak ada minion guys.
They successfully defend this. They clear the minions. RSGB, they have to reset the tempo. Unless Pin, he wants to go for a fight. Okay, they don't find him. But BTR, they're still holding on for this game one.
Yeah, sacrificing Washi Paul there to survive in the game is definitely worth it. And we are seeing the reason why Bigatron Beta has made it this far. I am loving the discipline we're seeing from this team. The understanding that sacrifices have to be made, that certain actions have to be done in order to make sure that RSG isn't given back the momentum that they so carelessly threw away.
Well, sometimes a good defense is a good offense here. They have been playing with their backs against the wall for the longest of time. BTR Beta is fighting back. RGBH now, you have to be a little bit careful now. They need to be aware of what Naxu can bring to the table as of yet, because technically you can see Naxu is 0, 9, and 7, but this is a Ruby we're talking about. Late game, extremely difficult to kill, especially if you don't have
Kita lihat aja guys ya. Udah menit 18 guys.
Is the item that would make the difference.
That's the thing, right? Ruby low health is very, very difficult, right? When we talk about last HP moments, clutch moments,
that's if you're going
for counters.
That's if you're going for a damage build with Queen's Wings.
True.
Naxu is not going for that build. He's going for tank, Dominance Ice, Athena's into Immortality. He does not have that thing. Therefore, you don't want Sky Piercer. You want things like Malefic, which Irad already has. So they don't need to worry too much about that. What they need to worry about is that Naxu, his job in the fight.
Oh no, Pin! He's taking a little bit of damage here. Irad can't see the person above them, but they need to get out.
Irad energinya tipis. Nice banget.
Catches 3 of them. Marzi
pas banget lagi kombonya guys.
Here comes a
nice
second kick coming in. BTR, they're losing members. Marzi manages to get out, but they still lose Naxu. No, on the contrary, they also lose Naxu. They only trade more, so it's going to be a 2-for-1 favoring RSGPH. Defense is down. Do they continue? But it seems like playing safe is going to be the way to go. Lord is going to be the picture, but nope, I was wrong. They're trying to catch on Washi Po. Once again, you can see Light trying to stop him in his tracks.
Hasclaw? Irad? Hasclaw?
Yeah, this is most
Buset.
likely gonna be a free lord here. I don't
Full
think
life steal,
Megatron
guys,
will
ya.
be able to get close enough. They may hold on.
No way, no way. They actually
Wozzy
find it.
Paul,
Wozzy Paul, he
Winter
needs to
Crown.
get out. Ice Crown comes in. Can he
Waduh,
get
langsung
out?
mati, guys.
No, he cannot. He gets bursted down. BTR, they're trying to hold on, but
Udah,
Kusei
guys,
just
nggak
so
perlu
strong. They're
lord, guys.
fighting under the Salmon Force. And a double
Udah
kill
guys,
rerun.
gak perlu
They
lord
ramped
guys.
up
Aduh.
completely
Set
reset the
Ijat.
Lord and say, let's just wipe them out. And that's just
Ijat
what
Fox bawah, guys, ya.
RSGP just did right there.
Yeah, that's a mistake from Megatron.
Naxu
They
sama
really
Marzi
did
doang
not
sih, guys,
need
ini,
to
guys.
go for that. Hold on a second here.
Main
my
sabar
goodness, what
sih.
am I watching here? Kusei, he's getting a little bit taller damage here, but he's got so
Say,
much
tipis
shields.
banget
He's
tuh,
trying to
Say.
bait out a fight for Aqua. He drops the ultimate, but where's the damage? They're just poking and poking. They're so low, and BTR Beta, they have to clear the minutes.
Mereka
And
pengennya
again,
aman, guys.
another
Jadi
turret
ambil Lord
will
dulu ya.
fall into the hands of RGPH.
That was really nice timing, actually. You saw Aqua, he timed his freeze for after the Earth Shatter from Marzi, so he couldn't combo with Onward. Because if that had actually
langsung beli
landed,
BO deh, guys.
then Kusei would have actually died to the
Battery-nya
tower. And this is
selesai,
a
guys, ya.
6-0 13 Harif. They cannot afford to give away his gold bounty. The whole point is that the gold bounty from Irad is what allowed Megatron to come back into this situation. So despite some mistakes so far, RSG Philippines still keeping their wits about them. And now with the Lord in
Irad
their
kayak kembali
hands,
ke
Megatron
habitatnya
will have
gini,
a
guys,
very
ya.
difficult defense on their hands.
I'm not
Main
gonna lie, I wasn't
assassin ya.
expecting this
Aduh.
right from the get-go. This is SPS
Kenapa dulu
day
selalu
one.
main
You can
Baxia,
see
Baxia,
the
Baxia mulu,
fight,
guys.
the aggression,
Assassinnya
the
tipis-tipis.
intensity that
Zaya
BTR
ini
Beta
emang ya.
is trying to bring to the table. Like, they're giving RGPH a run for the money right from get-go, but hopefully they are going to be able to hold on for now with the Lord crashing in 21 minutes here. They have to clear this very, very quickly here. Here comes RGPH penalty zone.
Nice banget.
They need to get out
Irad
here.
masuk.
Aurora
Nice
is
banget,
wiping
Irad.
before Irad cleans
Buset,
out.
Irad.
It might be
Cutthroat,
over. It
nah.
seems to be over as well. They're
Buset.
losing all their members. Crystal is
kawasi,
exposed
guys, ya.
and RSGPH takes
GG, guys.
game 1, 28-12.
Game pertama
against
milik
BTR.
dari timnya Ijat,
Gotta
guys
give
ya. Jadi
props
kita
to
lanjut aja
Ivor.
buat
He
game
is
yang kedua,
finding
guys.
those
Bye-bye.
penalty zones
Di
every
kali.